Welches noch?
Und das sag ich Ihnen nicht.
Im Namen Jesu.
Nein! Nein!
Im Namen des Vaters und des Sohnes und des
Ja, deshalb glaubt ohne dich!
Stand am Jange. Ja, das ist Familie.
Ihr könnt's auch nicht, mach das aus! Scheiß durch, was die doof schreien, nicht. Nein! Sie Drecksau, sie verflucht! Das ist unnirrbar und grausam ist! Grausam! Sie Drecksau, sie verflucht! Der das ganze Deutschland verführt, oder? Ja, der ist ja noch drin.
Im Namen des dreifaltigen Gottes und aller Todesbringen, Frau Maria, sagt die Wahrheit.
Now, I've got a clean copy of it now, and I warn you, this could scare you. Here's the email. Dear Art Bell, I just recently began listening to your radio show and could not believe it when you talked about the sounds from hell tonight. My uncle had told me this story a couple of years ago, and I didn't believe him. Like one of your listeners who discounted the story as nothing more than just a religious newspaper fabricated account. The story about the digging, the hearing of the sounds from hell is very real. It did occur in Siberia. My uncle collected videos and so forth on the paranormal, supernatural. He passed away fairly recently, but he would have loved your show. He let me listen to one of the audio tapes that he had on the sounds from hell in Siberia, and I copied it. He received his copy from a friend who worked at the BBC. It took me a while to find it tonight, but attached is that sound from my uncle's tapes. It's not the greatest quality, but the sounds are there. I was very hesitant to send you this, as the sound bothers me to listen to. I'd suggest that if you do play it on the program, warn listeners in advance so they may have the option of turning the radio off for 30 seconds while it plays. It has always haunted me. To those who discounted the Siberia sounds from hell story, it is true, and I, for one, wish it wasn't. Rick, listening from Chicago. And so I submit now the cleaned, a better copy to you, and I warn you, what you are about to hear is very disturbing indeed.
For the soul that finds itself in the state of mortal sin and meets with death, that soul is damned for all eternity. And that soul, at the moment of death, meeting that death in the state of mortal sin, will never be forgiven. There shall never be a reprieve of any kind. There shall never be mercy for that soul.
I imagine that for the first millennia that someone's in hell, they're not praying for anyone else but this. I picture it that way. The first 1,000 years they're sitting in the lake of fire under continual anguish and torment. God help! Get me out of here! I'm sorry! I want to receive you now! But it'll never work. It will never work. The Bible says that hell is eternal. Hell is eternal. They'll say, please save me now. I regret my sins. I want your forgiveness. But this will never work. The Bible says their judgment is internal and unrelenting. They had every opportunity to get saved and receive forgiveness while here on earth, and they refuse.
The mind that is set on the things of the flesh is death. It is eternal damnation. It is at enmity against God. It is hostile towards Him. I can pretty much describe accurately those of you who are right now on the broad way of destruction. What fills your thoughts? I'm not asking if you're a member of this church or whether you own a Bible and even maybe read it. What consumes your thoughts? That'll tell me, and that will tell you who your God is. Your God is who you think about.
For I will not hear the prayer. I will turn my face away from thee. They shall cry and entreat, and I will not hear. For I have turned my face from them. We all know, when living an evil life, that hell is what awaits, and that is why we are anxious. And so no one can say that they don't believe in hell. They do. And the proof is their anxiety, and their worry, and their frustration, and their anger. A soul that is in a state of mortal sin is in close contact with hell. We're in an age that is hellish. Because we are in an age in which mortal sin is praised, and mortal sin is cherished, and mortal sin is lived. We are in an age that is a kind of hell. An angel once appearing to St. John Bosco showed him the boys inside of his school. Now, St. John Bosco was a saint. There was an ST in the front of his name. He ran a school of Catholic boys. There were no non-Catholics in his school. And it was in the good old days. It was in the 1800s. And the angel showed the soul of his good Catholic boys that this saint was in charge of, and he saw that the vast majority of them were in the state of mortal sin and were already in hell. In fact, he saw these boys burning in hell. And the angel said to the angel, "But I just talked to that boy a couple of hours ago, and I just spoke to that boy a couple of hours ago. Did he die?" The angel said to John Bosco, "He has been..." His soul is right here in hell as he is in the state of mortal sin. And though he does not physically feel the pains that you see him experiencing, it is only the thin veil of life that keeps him from feeling that pain. If he passes to eternity now, he will experience the pain that you see. He is already in hell. Such are the words of the angel of John Bosco to St. John Bosco.
It is appointed, it is then certain that we are all condemned to death. We shall then all be in eternity, which will be for us an eternal day of delights or an eternal night of torments. There is no middle way. It is certain and of faith that one or the other lot will be ours. And in truth, with death present to them, the saints have despised all the pleasures of this world. St. Charles Borromeo kept always on his table a skull, that he might continually contemplate it. All the gains and riches of this world terminate in a dying gasp, a funeral, and a descent into the grave. The house you have built will be given up to others. The tomb will be the habitation of your body till the day of judgment, and from thence it will pass to heaven or hell, where the soul will already have preceded it. It is certain that we shall all die, but when is uncertain. Nothing is more certain than death, and nothing is more uncertain than the hour of death. Already is the year, the month, the day, the hour, the moment fixed in which you and I are to leave this world and to enter into eternity, but this time is unknown to us. What terror will it then be for him to think and say, "This morning I am alive. This evening most likely I shall be dead. Today I am in this room. Tomorrow I shall be in the grave. And my soul, where will it be?"